Hey everyone, hope you're having a great day out there. So I wanted to switch it up a little bit on my channel. In my mind, I envision this channel being a great resource for martial arts and self-defense. But I want to have a little bit of fun with it too. Even before I started martial arts, I'd spend hours on top of hours watching action movies, really more time than a kid should be spending watching action movies. But one of the things that I learned when I started training was really these scenes are much more in-depth and thought out than we kind of originally consider, at least for myself. When I started training, that's when I could see a little bit more what was happening in the fights. Just like how you start doing a little bit of sparring, you can start seeing when you watch boxing or MMA a little bit better. You can understand the situation, you can understand the context. It was the same thing with these action movies. I started to kind of see that the ebb and flow and the context behind a lot of these situations, and it's really cool. It was really cool at the time to really start seeing that. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to be able to provide a way for people to see that, even if you don't have a ton of training or martial arts experience, to understand really in a lot of these movies the amount of effort that goes into choreographing these scenes and training that the actors have to go through. So I'm really looking forward to bringing you these Friday fight flicks. So you're probably saying to yourself, like, who is this guy, right? That's probably a very good question. But I've been training martial arts for about 20 years. I got my start in traditional martial arts such as karate, but I've been fortunate enough to be able to train in combat sports and other martial arts such as boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, stick fighting, and I'd like to think I'm a pretty good grill master, but that's neither here nor there. I am by no means saying I'm proficient at all these different kinds of combat. That's more to say that I've kind of done a little bit here and there, right? I think I can see a connection between the martial arts and how they play well together or against each other in certain contexts. And I hope to be able to bring that to you in a cohesive package and have a little bit of fun with it at the same time. Now, focusing on the movie itself, The Bourne Identity is eponymously named after the book The Bourne Identity, which was released in 1980 by Robert Ludlum. To much critical acclaim, the film was released in 2002 and directed by Doug Liman. The thing that made the fight scenes in the first Bourne movie stand out was their grittier and grounded feel in comparison to the other action movies. And because the action was filmed with a tracking camera, as opposed to like the subsequent films where you saw those quick cut shots. In the subsequent Bourne movies, each scene lasted approximately 2 seconds before there's a quick cut camera angle change. So you can imagine that really disturbed a lot of the action sequences as they were organically happening. So for me, this is really not quite the same as the first. The best action, the best fight scenes were in the original Bourne Identity movie. All right, but that's enough talking. Let's dive right into the movie. So for today's match, we have Jason Bourne from Operation Treadstone versus Castell, also from Operation Treadstone. All right, let's roll. Right, so as you can see right here, Dex just bursts through the window and he's got a automatic rifle, and you can see Bourne goes for, I think it's a pretty sweet actually, redirection with a foot sweep. The only problem with this is, ideally if I've got somebody with training, with basically a trained assassin, and they've got an automatic rifle, I don't know about going down to the ground with them, because now we're lying down on the ground in a parallel position and they're armed and they're trained. But all in all, I think it's pretty legit foot sweep and control of the weapon as he takes him down. So right about here, ouch. Jason Bourne's about to lay it into him, right? He's gonna hit him with the elbow, and the cool thing about this part is, instead of trying to pry the gun from his hand, he's actually attacking the threat. He's attacking the person that brought the weapon, which is the way we teach kind of the smartest way to defend against an armed attacker, is going after the person that has the weapon rather than necessarily trying to fumble for the weapon, especially if you're on the ground, right? But he's maintaining control with one hand as he's looking to do damage. So this scene right here, oh, I love this scene, because look at his face when he gets knocked back like that off of that spinning sidekick. he's like, oh, it is on. I'm gonna bring it. But it's also that same mindset that fighters have where they get somebody that's experienced, like, okay, now this is also a little bit fun. He's digging this moment right now, in my opinion. This part right here, this part's pretty cool too, because this is a little bit of the Kali system that Matt Damon trained for the movie. And you can see in this clip right here how they use this in Kali as a kind of a flow drill. She's brought out a knife. It's a super dangerous situation again. We've got a trained killer and he's armed with a bladed weapon, so this is close range. So what I like in this scene is that he chooses to throw a round kick at Bourne, and Bourne checks it with a Muay Thai defense by bringing his left foot up to defend the kick. So it's good to see that strategy where he's looking to attack Bourne going low, and his objective would be to get him to drop his guard so he can come back up and attack him with the knife high, ideally. So this part's pretty cool because he throws that jab, and this is boxing where he's moving back and he's kind of using that boxing footwork to draw him back into that open space where now he can hopefully make a better strategic defense, because with a knife attack you don't want to be in a closed confined space if you can't run away. So he's kind of drawing him in somewhere a little more open, so he's not limited by the size of the hallway. I would say this kip up is pretty cool, but beyond that, I think probably just a technical get up like they do in MMA, probably a better option than kipping up. So if you notice, our bad guy here has been kicking a lot, and I think kicks can work well in a good fight situation. If you have a knife, the last thing you want to do is spend too much time kicking, because then you run into this. And it's about this moment that he realizes he bit off more than he can chew.
Open that, tell me what's inside. Who are you?
You know you're a bad man when your opponent would rather jump out of a second-story window than fight you. Alright everybody, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little bit if you made it all the way to the end. If there's a movie and action sequence that you would like broken down, just leave a comment below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for future video updates. Thanks for watching. Keep moving forward.